Okay, this is a quick little introduction on lab number 2. It's about standing waves. So we're going to go to this simulation right here. So let's pop this guy open. And we're going to make this thing full screen. And there's a whole lot of things going on here. So we're going to make this thing just a little bit simpler. Very first thing we're going to do is we're going to hide the blue wave and hide the orange wave. And those are kind of important for other levels of physics. But for physics 102, well, yeah, let's just kind of talk about this one. What we're going to do is we're going to measure the period. Now I do know that it tells you the period right here, but every time you click on the preset wave, it's going to reset the timer right up here. And so measure the time for one full oscillation, one full up and one full down, and say, wow, that looks a whole awful lot like the period. Then we're going to calculate the frequency. I do want you to show me the calculation. I know it tells you it right over here. And then we're going to go ahead and write down the speed and the wavelength, and we're just going to do some calculations. I know that it shows you the calculations, but do show me that you know what's going on when you do your calculations, so that way we're good. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at this harmonic, and then we're going to look at the next harmonic and kind of do the same things. Measure the period, frequency, and wave speed, and what we can kind of do is we kind of do some quick little calculations here. So let's go back right over here. First of all, we're leaving this thing looking like a rope. Is that transverse or longitudinal? Is sound a transverse or longitudinal? Make some sketches of what these guys look like and think about the differences and how they're kind of the same. Think a little bit about energy, and right down here is where we're going to start doing some of the calculations. Remember, when we calculate the frequency, it's 1 divided by the period. I know what it tells you, but please do show me your work so that way I know that you know what's going on. Just read the wavelength off of the simulation and then get a little bit of practice using this equation right here that says speed is equal to wavelength multiplied by frequency. Please do include the units, and the simulation gives you something to kind of check yourself. Then we're going to create a double standing wave by clicking on the next harmonic, make some sketches. Same thing, period, frequency, and wavelength. And why does that change? Why doesn't that change? And just kind of think about what's going on with that.